Okay, now we are going to figure out which one is more important. We already talked about in the previous video of the aircraft yawing and rolling in the direction of the dead engine. I hope that's clear. If not, go watch that video, come back before you start this. We won't be revisiting those concepts, we are going to build upon those. What we'll do is, we'll try to compare what happens when the right engine fails versus what happens when the left engine fails. Now, before we go on further, what do we mean by which engine is important? By important engine, all we mean is which engine will produce more hazardous directional control problems, like which engine is going to make it harder for us to maintain directional control if it were to say bye bye, if it were to go inoperative. We are just trying to figure out which engine is a little more safer to fly with than to not. I hope that's clear as well. Here, what I've done is I've drawn two twins, conventional twins, rotating clockwise. Both the engines are rotating clockwise. In one of the figures, I have made the right engine inoperative. In this figure, the left engine is inoperative. So we are going to be comparing this versus this. First factor we'll look into is P factor. If you remember from our previous discussion of this diagram, we saw that P factor occurs because of the arm from the asymmetrical thrust to the CG, causing a moment to left and right. Now, what happens when we don't have a right engine? The only person creating thrust and P factor would be the left engine. And where will it make us rotate? To the right. Always remember, whenever you get confused, hold a pen on the CG and then push on the side of the force, and you will see where the aircraft is going to yaw. So it is going to yaw to the right. What happens on the left engine failure is a yaw to the left. Which one will be more? Let's go back to the formula. Moment M is equal to force, which in our case would be thrust, times arm. Arm is the distance from the CG. So moment is equal to force times arm. Let's make it a little darker so we can see. Force. Yeah, force times arm. The force is the same. That is what we are considering. Both the operating engines are working at the same power. So the thrust produced will be the same. But the arm, as you can see, is larger for the right engine as compared to the left engine. So the moment on this side will be more because force times arm is bigger, force is the same, but since arm is more, moment will be more on this side than this side. Which means, and listen to me carefully, when the left engine fails, we will have a stronger yaw to the left as compared to when a right engine fails and the yaw to the right, based on P factor. So based on P factor, which one of these scenarios is worse for us? This one or this one? This one, because we have to work more. Hence, in this case, left engine is the one which is more important. Now let's take a look at accelerated slipstream. Again, going back to this example, accelerated slipstream was causing increased amount of lift behind the engine, and it was disproportionately divided over the wing, producing a vector diagram like this, which had more lift on the right side because of the P factor pushing more air on the wings on the right, more lift here, more lift here. go back to our engine failure scenario. Right engine failure, that's the lift arm. What will it produce? It will produce roll to the right. In case of left, it will produce a roll to the left. Which one is stronger moment? This one, because the arm is longer. Hence, in terms of accelerated slipstream as well, the left engine is more important. We want the left engine to not fail so that it is better for us or easier for us to maintain directional control. So these are the two examples. The third example I would say is, let's talk about the spiraling slipstream. Let's go back to our old diagram that we have here that we just used to understand spiraling slipstream. So we have spiraling slipstream from the left engine hitting the vertical stabilizer. Right engine failure. The airplane is yawing to the left and the spiraling slipstream is hitting the vertical stabilizer on the left, causing it to yaw to the right, which means if right engine fails, the spiraling slipstream from the left engine will help us counteract the yaw, because right engine failure causes yaw to the left, but the left engine spiraling slipstream will hit the vertical stabilizer from the left and cause it to yaw in the opposite direction. Hence it produces a little bit of a stabilizing effect. What happens when left engine fails? When left engine fails, there is nothing of that sort, which means the effect of left engine failure and the yaw to the left would not be counteracted by spiraling slipstream. So even in this case, you can see that having the left engine is better than losing it. So again, in terms of spiraling slipstream, which one is more important? The left engine. Voila, easy. Now comes the torque effect. Torque effect, you have to learn it and remember the way I explained it. If you produce the same explanation to the examiner, that's all he would need. So torque, let's go back to our torque understanding and see what did we talk about when we were talking about torque as a left turning tendency. We saw that because of Newton's third law, an engine's rotating right side, according to the third law, the equal and opposite reaction would be a roll to the left from both the engines. So if I may draw here, the torque effect basically causes the airplane to roll to the left, and both the engines produce a roll to the left. I messed it up a little, but yeah, both engines cause a roll to the left. Now let's go to the comparison diagram. In this case, when right engine fails, where is the yaw going to occur? Yaw occurs to the left. Where is the torque effect? Torque effect is to the right. Hence, torque effect is opposing the yaw from the dead engine, right? Let's talk about this one. When the left engine fails, the yaw would be to the left. Very good. Because of the dead engine, asymmetrical thrust, P factor, roll because of accelerated slipstream, everything causing it to yaw and roll to the left. Where is the torque effect going to make the airplane roll towards? Left. We just saw that both the engines produce a roll to the left. So the torque effect is also going to add up to that existing yaw and roll, which means again, based on torque, having the left engine is better than losing it. The past 10 minutes of our left turning tendencies and discussion between left and right engine is what you would use to determine which one is critical engine if asked by the FAA examiner. This is exactly what you need to explain. If you remember this, you have an easy pass in the check ride. The examiner is not going to ask you any more questions if you are clear on these things. We will talk about critical engine more, the definition, etc. in the next video. But from this, the engine which is more important is the left engine, which is also the critical engine. That's it. I hope you liked the video. If you learned something from it, please like the video and also comment down below what was the hardest concept of aerodynamics that you had learned and took a while for you to understand.